The clutch numbers in the finals between Michael Jordan and LeBron James is so embarrassingly one-sided that it should come with a parental warning. If there are LeBron fans that suffer from aletophobia, a fear of the truth, I would advise that you exit the video immediately, because this might be the scariest video you'll ever see. For those who claim that LeBron is the most clutch player ever, there is no way they'll be able to lie their way out of this one. Recently, I released a video where I went through every clutch shot that Michael Jordan took in the finals. It was a video that I felt was necessary to do, especially since 4 of his 6 finals appearances came prior to the play-by-play era. In other words, I had to literally watch the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter and overtime of each game. I had to make sure the score was within 5 points, then grab a piece of paper and pencil and tally all the made and missed shots. These were the results that I came up with. He went a total of 42 of 92 from the field, which is 46%. From the free throw line, he went 35 of 43, which is 82%. Now for LeBron James, I don't have to go through all of that. I can simply go to the play-by-play of each game and tally up the numbers. Before we get to that, let me clarify what we are defining as a clutch shot. It's the exact same criteria that the league uses to determine the clutch player of the year. We're only looking at the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime when the score differential is 5 points or less. With that in mind, here are his numbers. He went a total of 26 of 78 from the field, which is 33%. That is 13% less than Michael Jordan. This one isn't even close. There is no way that anyone can say that these numbers are open for interpretation. One player was clearly more clutch in the biggest stage than the other. But let's go deep into the numbers. Let's go through each series and see how he performed. Let's start with the 2007 finals against the San Antonio Spurs. He went 5 of 11 in the clutch. As bad as his field goal percentage was in that series, I was surprised to see that he did well in late game situations. But folks, we take a huge nosedive in his following finals appearance. Of course, we're talking about the 2011 series against the Dallas Mavericks. He went 0 for 8 in the clutch. He didn't make a single clutch shot for the entire series. Could you ever imagine Michael Jordan doing this in the finals? Could you imagine what everyone would say about him? If you are truly the best player in the world, if you are the supposed GOAT, this is something that should never be in your resume. This is a huge reason why the Miami Heat lost after being the favorites to win. It's because LeBron did not show up, not even one time, where they needed him to deliver. This alone should eliminate the supposed debate of who is the more clutch player, let alone who is the greater player. But let's move on to the 2012 finals against the OKC Thunder. He went 4 of 7 in the clutch. Although the Thunder were eliminated in 5 games, 3 of those games came down to the wire. He certainly performed much better, and it seemed like he learned his lesson from the previous year. Now let's move on to the 2013 finals against the San Antonio Spurs. He went 6 of 14 in the clutch. We're talking about a 43% shooting performance. Those aren't great numbers, but I will admit that it's respectable. Game 7 also featured his biggest made basket in the clutch. It's this shot that he made with 27 seconds remaining that pushed their lead to 4 points. LeBron fans swear up and down that this is one of the greatest shots in NBA history, but we'll get more into that later. Let's move along to the 2014 finals against the same team, and he missed his only attempted field goal in the clutch. Why did he only attempt one shot? It's because the Heat suffered, at the time, the largest margin of defeat in finals history, which was by 14 points per game. But in 2015, he had plenty of opportunities to showcase what he can do in the clutch. And this one was ugly. Against the Golden State Warriors, he went 3 of 15. That is 20% from the field. This was the only time where LeBron tried to do his best Michael Jordan impression. With Kyrie and Kevin Love out, he became a volume shooter. He should be able to testify that it's not as easy as it looks. It takes a certain kind of motor to continue being efficient after looking to score all game. The great scorers know exactly what to do to save your best for the very end. That's exactly why, when it comes to pure scorers, along with clutch performers, these two players should never be in the same sentence. Don't get mad at me, it's all in the numbers. Now let's move on to the 2016 finals against the Warriors. For many people, this is one of the greatest finals series ever. In my mind, I thought there were many games that went down to the wire. But I think our memories fooled us. There was only one game where the score was under 5 points with under 5 minutes remaining. That was in Game 7. How did LeBron perform? He went 1 of 5 in the clutch. Everyone remembers what he was able to do on the defensive end. Even the biggest LeBron haters can't minimize how big of a stop that was. I have nothing bad to say about it. But on offense, he took 5 of the 8 shots that the Cavs took down the stretch. He simply couldn't deliver in those moments. The same can be said about the 2017 finals against Golden State. For the second year in a row, only one game went down to the wire. It was Game 3. And for the third time, he didn't make a single shot. For the series, he went 0 for 3. If he performed better, the Cavs could have certainly won that game. That means the series would have been tied after winning Game 4. Who knows how the series could have turned out at that point. But sometimes these games come down to who performs better in the clutch. In Game 3, he was outclassed by Kevin Durant. We move on to the 2018 finals where they played the Warriors for the third straight year. For the series, he went 5 for 7. It was certainly an improvement, but in Game 3, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant tag teamed the Cavs in the final 5 minutes. LeBron couldn't keep up and he seemed overwhelmed. And finally, we have the 2020 Bubble Finals. Against the Miami Heat, he went 2 of 7 from the field. Now I will say this, I was extremely surprised to see how he did in the free throw line. For all 10 finals, he went 33 of 38, which is 87%. Go figure. That's a breakdown of all his numbers for each series. But let's be honest, this goes deeper than just your field goal percentages. What about the moments? When you have the ball in the final seconds, do you deliver? We all know what Michael Jordan was able to do. In Game 3 of the 1991 finals against the Lakers, he made this shot with 3 seconds left to force overtime. In Game 4 of the 1993 finals, he made this and one bucket with 13 seconds left that gave the Bulls a 4-point lead. In Game 1 of the 1997 finals, he made this buzzer beater. It's still the last buzzer beater that we witnessed in the finals. Then in Game 5 of that same series, the flu game, he made this 3-pointer with 25 seconds that gave his team the lead and won the game. In the following game, he became the facilitator and assisted on the title-winning shot by Steve Kerr. Then in Game 6 of the 1998 finals, he made arguably the biggest shot in NBA history. This won the Bulls their 6th title. This is what the numbers say. In game-tying or game-winning moments, Michael went 3 of 7 in the finals. We're talking about moments where the game is hanging in the balance, not when your team is already up by 2 points. But what can we say about LeBron James? He had 5 opportunities where he had the ball in his hand and he took the game-tying or game-winning shot. He didn't make a single one. He went 0 for 5. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the difference between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. One player embraced the immense pressure of making a game winner in the finals while the other shrank. This is why the whole argument of LeBron being better in the clutch, because he's above playing hero ball and is willing to pass it up if there's a better shot, is total BS. You cannot make that claim if you have never provided a game winner in the finals. You cannot make that claim if you're shooting 33% in the finals for your career in the clutch. You are bailing yourself out. You're handing the pressure to someone else because you know you can't come through. But here's the funny part. LeBron James has a grand total of 0 assisted game winners. It's hilarious to me that people actually try to compare the Ray Allen and Kyrie Irving shot to what John Paxson and Steve Kerr did. Let me be the one to remind you that the John Paxson shot was a design play. Phil Jackson called it the blind pig. Michael Jordan was used as a decoy to draw all the attention from the opposition. After he passed it up, the Suns were forced to scatter out. They had no idea who was going to take the shot, and it ended up being Paxson. In 1997, Jordan already had 2 game winners in the series. He knew the Jazz were going to bring the help to force the ball out of his hands. He went straight to the double to free up Kerr, and he was able to get a clean look. He was directly involved in these plays. But in the Ray Allen shot, did we all of a sudden forget that LeBron missed a 3-pointer? This wasn't an assist. He bricked it so bad, he nearly caused casualty to the poor fans in the front row. If it wasn't for this rebound by Chris Bosh, if it wasn't for this extremely difficult shot by Ray Allen, the Heat would have lost. But those two players bailed him out. For Kyrie Irving, this was an isolation play. LeBron had nothing to do with this possession. Not an assist, not even a pick. He was all the way in the corner. And Kyrie makes the only made field goal by either team in the final 4 minutes. I'm sorry, I hate to sound like a LeBron hater. What I actually hate is the false narratives the media creates. They are lying to the public, and I just can't stay silent. If they evaluated him correctly, I would have no problems. But when they make a bold-faced lie, like saying LeBron is more clutch than Michael Jordan, I have to make a video and break down why it's not even close. Here's the truth. A big reason why Michael Jordan never lost in the finals and was never forced to a Game 7 was because he was supremely clutch. Imagine if he was like LeBron and missed all those game-winning shots. The Lakers would have won Game 3 and taken a 2-1 series lead. Maybe the series turns out different. The Jazz could have won Games 1 and 5 in 1997 and therefore won the series if he missed those shots. In 1998, Utah could have won Game 6 if he missed that shot and forced the Game 7. With Scottie Pippen being limited, they would have been in great position to win the title. Do you see the difference? Now let's look at the other side. If LeBron was more efficient in the clutch, if he made half of those game-winning or game-time shots, maybe he has 5 or 6 titles. Maybe he would actually have a case to be the GOAT. But the reason why he has a losing finals record and Jordan has a perfect finals record isn't because his opponents were so much tougher. A big reason why was because Michael thrived in the pressure, and LeBron never really figured that out. Oh, and by the way, for those who laugh at the notion that Kobe is more clutch than LeBron, wait till you hear how he did in the finals. He went 27 of 60, which is 45%. How ironic is it that the closest thing to MJ was only 1% worse? It's just perfect. I know that no matter what we say, this debate will never end. But at least we have the data to back up what we've already known. But what about you all? How would you explain why LeBron's numbers are so low? Is it more mental or lack of skill? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.